Costa. And this time, his name is Bubba.
Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I am Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as always as we broadcast, having some fun with you. Not at the fair because it is pouring down rain, and we decided to that wasn't good to bring a bunch of electric equipment out there, sit around. People got large snakes that could slip out of their hands 5 feet from us and things like that. Scared the bejesus out of Moose yesterday. That was funny. Never seen a guy that big get so small so quickly. Like, just like when you saw that snake. But I'm telling you, it's one of those days. I think they're still opening right now at the fair. I think that's what I heard. Have we got the official word that's not happening?
Yeah, they are. They are still open with the fair because I know we were talking about it with Cat Country and News Radio and ESPN going out there because I'm one of the brand ambassadors for Cat Country and News Radio, and they actually said that the fair is still up. We're not going out there. We made the call that we're not. But the fair is still going on. I doubt many of the rides are going on though, so it's probably not your money's worth that you're going to get out tonight. So.
Yeah, so if you're going out there, just be careful. That's all I'm going to say because nothing like getting on some equipment out there. Sitting right now, going up on like a Ferris wheel doesn't sound like a good idea to me right now. That or eating something like a funnel cake in this rain. That probably will get a little sloppy. But if the rain stops, it's probably over the next 24 hours going to be pretty crazy. And after that, it should be fun. We'll be back out there tomorrow. If you're out and about and you're saying, hey, look, college football, NFL's on, well, we have some TVs out there. So you can have a chance to sit down, watch in our brand new Lazy Boy recliner. Number of different things in the man cave. I actually got the whole list right here. Jonathan's Flooring will deem you Flooring King as they have the brand new carpet in your man cave. Also, you have a chance to get out there and win Renfro Pecan's special pecan basket right there as they are nuts. And nuts about serving you as well. I guess I was part of Renfro's forever. I've been called that, and I didn't even know it. Looking at Culver's Fishbowl of tokens for free custard. Also, you have a chance to get out there and win Gulf Coast Brewery keg of beer, Barbary plumbing mini fridge, HBM countertop ice machine, and also Lazy Boy recliner. Beef O'Brady's got 100 wings, and Buywise 55-inch smart TV. So you got a number of big gifts. It's all part of the man cave right there, and get out there. If it stops raining tomorrow, we'll be out there having some fun, and you can sign up. If you're out there tonight, stop by, and you can do that as well if you are bearing down in what it will be the chaos of the rain, the Friday traffic, and just the fun of a Friday night at the fair. 850-623-1330 is the number. Coming up in a few minutes from now, we're going to talk some Pensacola Ice Flyers hockey as Greg Harris, the owner of the Ice Flyers, will join us. It is game night. They've got games going on. Look, tropical storm, just a little rain. Nothing's going to do anything for a game inside on the ice. Everything should be okay. Unless you have like a roof leak going on, everything will be fine tonight. Last thing I've heard, they're going to play. So it looks like that game will be at 7:30. Then tomorrow at 7 o'clock, a Friday and Saturday to kick off the season. So the hangar should be packed. And Justin, I'm one of these that it's hard to get to every hockey game, especially when you host a show that goes till 7. But there's something about kicking off a hockey season that gets people excited. Maybe it's because it's usually hot as you know what outside, and then finally you get to go in and enjoy some of the time around the ice. But I'm pretty excited about this year's team and what the Ice Flyers have going on.
Yeah, this year's team, last year didn't keep up with it that much. It was my first year, but I really want to get into it this year. I really want to kind of pay attention a little bit more to what happens with Ice Flyers and hockey in general, because that's something that's always been my weakness when it comes to sports. But this year, I'm definitely going to go to a couple games and see what's up.
So a few minutes from now, we're going to talk with Greg Harris. Well, we'll talk a little more about Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick, a guy that, I like to put ketchup on a lot of things, and I got Tyreek Hill's back, and I like Travis Kelce, and people talk like this, but if you get that Whataburger ketchup from Texas, the thing though about him, he's a great quarterback. Seems like a legit guy too. I mean, just seems like one of those guys look, even though half of the texts I got last night were like, "You son of a," because the Patriots on another path to a Super Bowl now that he went. I'm like, listen. Still got to beat us before you talk that. But at the same time with Patrick Mahomes, now that he's back and now that it looks like in 3 weeks he should be fine. The news was that it was just it wasn't bad, just dislocated, and they were able to pop it back into place. And it looks like now he's going to have to rest. About 3 weeks, he should be fine and be able to get back out there on the football field. That's huge for Kansas City, and it's really huge for the NFL because you have a lot of up-and-coming star quarterbacks, but I would say he is the guy that they're deeming, the man. Now, they're trying to make last week Patrick Mahomes versus Deshaun Watson this big game, or they're trying to make the matchups when you have a young quarterback out there like a Josh Allen or Sam Darnold. But right now, there isn't any of those bitter rivalries that you had. At one point, you had Tom Brady and you had Peyton Manning. Now, Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and some other big names, Big Ben. Like Big Ben and Tom Brady, they had their little thing, little time in the sun.
Yeah, it was always great games.
Yeah.
Like, they always put up great games. But like Big Ben, he always made it close, but he never actually won the game like Peyton Manning would against Brady in the playoffs. So that was an actual rivalry in my opinion. But Big Ben, he always made the game close. But Brady, I'm pretty sure he's won the last 8 or 9 games against him. I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
But Justin, if you look at like an Aaron Rodgers versus Drew Brees, they're both good quarterbacks in the NFC, but nobody looks at Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees as a rivalry. Green Bay, New Orleans, the ties, there's not when they play against each other, it's just two good quarterbacks battling. And that's something that they're trying to find that next battle, and maybe it's the youngin' of Mahomes versus Tom Brady as time will give it after what we saw last year. So having Mahomes back, look, they protect their quarterbacks. That's why if you touch someone's shirt or untie Tom Brady's shoe, you are going to get a 15-yard penalty. It's almost like Secret Service when he got sacked last week. I remember he got sacked in the game against the Giants, and you had like the entire refs like running over and like get away, back up,
yeah,
let him get up,
let
him get up. And you're like, and even as a Pats fan, I laugh at that. But the guy's 42 years old, goes home to Giselle, and he's aged well, like a fine glass of wine. So is she. But at the same time, you look at the way that he is a huge part of it because you need the villains for everybody that's not a Pats fan, just like for everybody that's not an Alabama fan. You need those villain stories in order to sell the good versus the bad. When sometimes they're not even doing anything bad. We just create this. Look, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors become enemies of the game. And these are like some of the nicest dudes. Now, Kevin Durant's got a little whacked out over lately and with some of his comments. Seems like still a nice person. But Steph Curry's like the sweetest person in the world. And they're trying to make them into this villain team because they keep winning. That's what we do in sports. And from a standpoint of Patrick Mahomes, so many people are behind him now because it's like, here's the young guy. Here's the team. They can get it done. You can do it. So it wasn't only a loss for Kansas City. So it was a loss for a lot of the people that their teams are already in the crapshoot, and they have a shot to root for somebody to dethrone Tom and good old Bill, because we know Bob Kraft obviously deserves. I mean, good things should happen to good people like that. I'm just saying, and Bob Kraft deserves. It's the year of the Kraft, right?
Yeah, I know.
Kraft macaroni and sleeves.
Completely right. I mean, I heard Patrick Mahomes. He likes putting ketchup on his mac and cheese.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Bob Kraft. That's that's what he does for you. So, but I think right now, it's going to be it's good news in general, though, to have him back. I'm not rooting for injuries to win. I mean, I think the Alabama Crimson Tide would have won that national title anyway, but the year that Colt McCoy got flat out whooped. And it's a little different when your team, because of the size and just the magnitude of that hit, that counts for something. Like when somebody gets hurt because they fell off the stairs on a bus getting off a Greyhound, that wasn't really on you. That's just horrible accident. Or the guy like Glenn Allen Hill, where he had a dream about spiders and ran through a glass table and had shards of glass all over his arm and couldn't play for weeks, lucky to be alive. Or John Smoltz, who tried to iron his shirt, good old Smoltzy, while he was wearing it and got third-degree burns and couldn't pitch that day. Or Joel Zamaya, who was playing Guitar Hero with his kids and got carpal tunnel. These guys, those are not injuries where you feel bad, where if a guy gets hurt during a game, your team did that. So Marcel Darius as I call him Darius, but I'm more high class now, so Darius, please. It's Darius. But Marcel Darius crushes Colt McCoy in that game. Gilbert comes in, and the rest is history. But I still think Alabama was a good enough team. So Patrick Mahomes, I'm not rooting for Patrick Mahomes to be out. I don't want to hear, well, if good old Patty M was out there, Mr. Mahomes, you guys would have lost this year. Like, you don't need any of that with stipulations or asterisks.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dumb injuries that happen, but when it comes to like Mahomes' injury, thankfully they said it was best case scenario. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks at most, and he should be back out there and playing by the time the playoffs come, and that's good for them. But also you guys still remember like their defense. Defense played great last night. They've had a great game last night. Had about 7 sacks, I believe, on Joe Flacco. That's a great job for them because their defense has always been struggling. So if they can get some momentum off that'd be great for them. But their defense still doesn't make stops in the big games, the big plays. Like last year, D4 jumping off offsides, crucial late in the game against the Patriots, allowing them to come back and put one in the end zone.
Well, this is pretty funny. Brian Henry, who does a lot, the SID over at UWF, there is a Brian Henry to this story, so if he's out there listening, not you, my friend, but a guy that owns a tire store in Metairie, Louisiana, right outside. His job's changing tires. Yeah, does it every day for his life. He does a good job with it, but his motto, no pain, no gain. That's right. Brian's motto travels tires all the way to tattoos. He has more than 60 signatures from the New Orleans Saints, even Saints owner Gail Benson, all tattooed on his back. So, yeah, he has, at this point, pretty much players like Super Bowl champion Jeff Charleston, guys that will show up there, and he's got tattoos from all of the players. He's trying to set the Guinness Book of World Record, who apparently he is still, at this point, about 30 short to try to get it from one sports team. I didn't know that was like a category.
That's a category.
Yeah, apparently that's a category in there. It's like reading a rules book in golf and you'll go insane. It's like if you hit a scrub J. I was in a tournament, no joke, and this guy who looked like the typical buttoned up kind of guy that would say this, but he broke out a rule book who looked like he had always carried it in his back pocket since he was like 2. And the guy goes, evoke rule 19.5. If you hit a ball out of a scrub J zone, outside of the $20,000 fine that they'll probably get you with, you also will get a 2-shot penalty. You'll have to tee up from the 30-yard spot of green number 4. And I'm like, I'm a hole 2. What? Like, the rules are so asinine sometimes to read some of this stuff. But, yeah, apparently, Guinness Book of World Records category, most signatures from one sport team tattooed on one body. He is getting close to that record. So, apparently, some jokester out there has more.
I'm trying to find it.
There is some guy that has actually more than him that has decided at one point in a path in life to get tattoos of every single player out there. So, there you go. That's his dream. So, obviously, his parents never told him to shoot high. When we come back, we'll get to more with Greg Harris, the Pensacola Ice Flyers owner, as they got a big game at the hangar tonight. And the Ice Flyers getting set for another great season, had won 3 of the last 6 SPHL titles. We're not at the fair tonight. We're back in the studio. It is raining, and that makes sense with a lot of electrical equipment. We're coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Major League Baseball's postseason is here.
Gone! Another home run!
Every team wants it so badly. Every player wants it so badly.
The track in the wall leaps, and he caught it! He caught it up against the wall!
You made it this far. There's only one goal left to win it all.
Gone! Walks it off!
Hear every game of the 2019 postseason on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Regions wants to know, what's a financial tip you'd give your younger self?
You're never too old to get the band back together.
Regions has the tools and tech to manage your money according to your priorities. Enjoy digital tools, innovative ATMs, and customizable security features, all with the kind of financial clarity your younger self could only dream of.
Negotiate your salary. You're worth every penny.
Because some things are bigger than banking. Switch for good at regions.com/biggerthanbanking. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
I'm Troy Rafferty, and many of you know about my love for sports and my longtime support for our local high school athletes. One thing these fine young people have taught me over the years is this. Whether it's on the ball field, in the classroom, or in a court of law, always work your hardest and achieve the best results possible. And that is the commitment we make to our clients and our community.
Levin Papantonio in Pensacola since 1955.
Pensacola Beach isn't just a sun-soaked white sand paradise. It's also the best dance floor in 50 states. Every Tuesday night, the stage near the Beach Mall comes alive with great music you know and love. Bands on the Beach are free shows every Tuesday through October, and they're brought to you by the Santa Rosa Island Authority. This Tuesday,
it's Pearl Clarkin and Rhinestone. She's from the Pensacola Beach area. She went up to Nashville, put together a great female group, and they are going to play some of your favorite country songs.
Join us for live music every Tuesday night at 7 for Bands on the Beach.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron.
He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station, your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante, Justin Patrick with you here today and getting set to go. Rain or shine, fair or not, it does not matter. It is Pensacola Ice Flyers season. Ice, ice, baby. As they're getting set to go here tonight and tomorrow night out at the Hangar. And joining us now, the owner of the Pensacola Ice Flyers, Greg Harris. Greg, how's it going today?
Oh, good. Hockey season.
It is hockey season, and we're pretty pumped overall. So when you talk right now about what's going on with the season, you guys have had so many championship moments throughout the years, Rod Aldoff and coaching so many of those. Just talk about this season, what we can expect from some of those familiar faces around the ice.
We're, from what I've seen and what Coach has talked to me about our squad this year, is that we're very fast and we're very smart. And so at our level, when you put speed with intelligence, it goes a long way. And so I think we're going to be fun to watch. I think we're a squad. I'm really looking forward to seeing them, what they can do tonight in a couple hours here.
Well, Greg, as everybody gets set to go down there, talk a little bit about some of the things. You guys always have a lot of fun things going on for military appreciation. That's not as much fun as just giving back to our military. Also, it is fun when you get $5 tickets. Also, you got a number of great jerseys and things that get involved with the kids from Paw Patrol night and everything you've done in the past. What kind of fun types of things, or do we have to wait and see? Because we got Halloween coming up here, we've got Christmas. What are some of the things the Ice Flyers are doing when it comes to themes this year?
Yeah, when we have our staple games, like the small dog races and military nights and Mardi Gras night, and those are always the ones that we keep and our fans love. But we've added different things. We've added a Marvel night. We've got the licensing to do Marvel, so we're going to be wearing 3 different jerseys throughout the game and raffling them off, and we're going to raffle one of those off for a local charity here. And we're going to do we have the Nickelodeon license as well, so we're going to do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle jersey. We're working on doing the Star Wars night and getting approval for that. Peanuts. So some Charlie Brown Christmas stuff. So we're going to be doing that in early December. Yeah, so I mean, just a lot of different fun things. We're also going to be doing an autism awareness night and raise a bunch of money for autism. And we're doing a Special Olympics night, a First Responders night. So really, throughout our entire schedule and all our theme nights, we have something for everybody, and that can really come out and enjoy a game, but also look at supporting a great cause.
Greg, when you look right now at the league in the SPHL, you got the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs, one of the newer teams, but the growth of the SPHL, you guys, what we've done here in Pensacola with the support of you and your family and everything that's going on here with the Ice Flyers, because not everybody does it this fun, gets to throw pucks at cows on ice, or gets to do the fun things like showing up and having a chance to dance and be on TV and do all the things that they do. When you look at the way that Pensacola compares to other teams in the SPHL when you travel, what makes the city so unique? And I know it's also sometimes what makes your wallet a little bit empty, but what overall are some of the things that you talk about in that?
Yeah, I think this is just it's such a great area to be involved in sports. I mean, there's just from the men and women who have grown up here as far as the talent goes, and then that just spills over to the entire mentality of this area and wanting really taking notice of championship teams and championship quality teams. Even just what we've done in the past, and some of what the Wahoos have done in the past too. And you look at the Argos football team. There's this area is just drawn to success, and it puts a lot more pressure on you. But that's how I always communicate that to our players is that's the pressure you want. You shouldn't just making the playoffs is not good enough. Not good enough for our organization, not good enough for the city. We want to win a championship every single year. That's the expectation. That's the bar that we have set. And so let's all band together and rise together and come out on top. So, but that's a big thing when I see just that attention to success, but also just the sporting background of this entire area.
And for everybody out there that might have been planning to go to gallery night or whatever they're going to do tonight, remember, there is no gallery night now that it's raining. That's what I believe the last time I checked. The fair, if you were heading out there, look, it's going to be pouring down rain. So get on out there, support your local team right there in the Ice Flyers getting set to go. We should already have an amazing crowd to kick off the season, but even more of a reason, you already set your plans, you already got the babysitters. Get on out there as the Ice Flyers are set to go tonight against the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs, and then tomorrow as well with 7:30 puck drop. And Greg, as an NHL fan, when you watch the games now and everything today, they take away the fun of guys charging mounds and Nolan Ryan beating the crap out of people in baseball or everything going on. When it comes to hockey, do you feel if you were the commish, if you were Gary Bettman or anything in your league and whatever you guys do you feel that you'd like to see a couple more punches on the ice? I guess we can say.
Yeah, because I still have a little bit of that old school mentality in me. So it's a part of the game, and it's being bred out of the game. It's just kind of the way everything is. I mean, and not even just in hockey. I mean, you look at football too. I mean, you can barely touch a quarterback now, and I know the old school guys, they're up in arms about it, and that's kind of what everyone with hockey is, they're kind of up in arms because a lot of the rule changes. Like I saw a fight in the NHL the other day, and the linesman jumped in and broke it up, and there wasn't even. It was almost like they timed it. Like, okay, we're gonna let you fight. I rewound it, and it just struck me as odd. So the whole mentality has changed, and a lot of the players, I mean, they've taken the aggressiveness out of the younger ages, the fighting capabilities. I mean, now, if you fight in the junior ranks or college ranks, you're sitting out for 3-4 games, and no one wants that. It's not worth it for 30 seconds of a fight, and so, but the fans love it, and so it's becoming actually more and more of a luxury now. So it's almost it's better when that happens. So, but it's hard to say because I grew up playing hockey, but now I'm on the business side, so I see both sides of it, and it's tough. It's tough, but I know every hockey fan would love to see more of it.
Well, I agree. It's sort of like what we wanted to see more that day of having those lamb chops down there when we were at the event,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, those were good. I still haven't had a meal like that.
So
and
good.
If my wife's listening, I have. Okay, so. But I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun out there. We're looking forward to the season. It's going to be an amazing game. We're looking forward to everybody getting out there, talking to you each and every week. I know we could share stories, everything that's going on with the Field of Dreams, and you visiting. You got to tell that story to people. Like you need to just interrupt like part of the intermission and just tell that story to everybody across the PA today. All right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Folks, I know you're here for hockey, but
check out this story. No, absolutely. Well, and that's and even going back to what we got kind of joking about was, we play inside, so you're gonna have something pretty big coming through that's actually going to cancel a hockey game. So everything else is being canceled around town. So we're still going here. So I know there's a couple other small events are going around town as well, but yeah, no, we're definitely looking forward to tonight, and we'll have to share the Field of Dreams story another time.
Yeah, that's right. Look, no hurricane or no tropical storm or anything's going to get in the way of hockey. Just like no dentist is going to tell a guy not to play hockey when he only has a few teeth left.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. He'd be fired pretty quickly if he did.
That's right. Hey, Greg, it's always great to catch up, and looking forward to the games this weekend. And tonight, if you're getting out there, get out there early. It should be busy with traffic and people getting off work and just the excitement of Friday. So, Greg, it's awesome. With the Ice Flyers are back, we're excited and looking forward to talking and promoting you guys each and every week.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me, Chad.
All right, appreciate it. Greg Harris, great guy right there, the owner of the Pensacola Ice Flyers, and doing so much, putting back to the community. That's one thing that I don't think people understand about this city, because I've called minor league baseball in Las Vegas. Shocking news alert. Nobody goes to Las Vegas to watch minor league baseball. Nobody's like, really, Justin?
I saw a couple games.
Yeah, okay, because you might have been driving by. But, you might be going to a venue, but nobody's like, well, honey, we've got a chance at a trip. Maybe we're going to check out the waterfall at the Bellagio. Maybe Siegfried and Roy. I'm thinking Wayne Newton. I always wanted to check out Paris. And how about a Las Vegas 51ers game?
Yeah,
I believe they're playing. Yeah, I know. Come on now.
I can remember it was
maybe I was on the mic that day. So
yeah.
That's what got you that moment that you heard that guy's voice was like, man, that's why I want to get in broadcast.
And that's why I came
subliminally.
Right
that's why I'm here.
Back here. Yeah.
I do that to people. I find a way to trap them. But as we get set to go for a fun week here at the Ice Flyers, right there at the hangar. The stadium, yes, we know everything about the Bay Center. You can go from puppet shows, Jeff Dunham, to watching the Barnum and Bailey Circus, to Globetrotters, to concerts, coronation balls, to the next week doing things. And, it's fun. Graduations. They have beach bashes down there. They do everything, but wedding, bridal ceremonies. And the difference is I look at the team itself and the amount of money and resources that Greg Harris and what Quint Studer of the Wahoos put back into our two local teams that we cover. Now, UWF is the college, Pensacola State, but the two local teams that we talk about the most are, the Ice Flyers and Wahoos, the big teams, professional, attached to professional sports. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of these owners, a lot of the people don't do this. They don't put the kind of money and effort into it. It's just a team in your neighborhood that, lucky to have. But these guys, if you go out there tonight, it's going to be awesome. If you've never been to an Ice Flyers game, go out there for the first time tonight, and it's going to be rocking. When we come back, we're going to talk a little about the games coming up here. Patrick Mahomes, more on the injury. The Florida Gators head right there to take on the Gamecocks. after a nice victory last week. Ryan Halitzky will play in the matchup, and we'll also talk some more on what's going on. The Saints, big game right now as they take on the Bears this week in the NFL. We'll make our picks and spread them, and we'll also talk more on what's happening right now with the big games this week, including Michigan Penn State and the Alabama Crimson Tide, now favored by 17,000 points against Tennessee. We're coming back right here on the Sports Drive.
This is Tort Talk with personal injury lawyer Terrence A. Gross.
Hi, this is Terrence A. Gross. Since I've been practicing law here in the Panhandle for over 40 years, I thought I would share a few tips if you were involved in a car wreck. First, call law enforcement. Get witnesses' names. Take pictures of cars in the scene. Get checked out medically as soon as possible. Don't give a recorded statement. Don't sign any releases. And get a free consultation with an experienced personal injury lawyer.
Visit grossandschuster.com.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take 1 capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to 7-Eleven and get Ageless Male Tonight.
Tap Book Bar and Bistro is the South's premier destination for high-energy sports entertainment. Enjoy award-winning food and a wide variety of draft beer selections with a local flair. Featuring a giant video wall, dozens of HD TVs, and a smoke-free video poker bar, there's no better place to be for sports entertainment. Join us at Tap Book Bar and Bistro, only at Beau Rivage. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 7780 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 7780. Enjoy!
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station. Your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brilliante alongside Justin Patrick, having some fun and enjoying our day as we are not at the fair, but we're out there yesterday. Today it is pouring down rain. Last time we checked, they're still going to go on with all the festivities out there. There's going to be actually rain water chugging competitions. If you bring a cup, you can set it out, and the first one to get 4 inches and then drink it, I believe, is it sounds like a carnival game. I don't know, but overall, it's it's going to be pretty rough out there if you're heading there tonight. But if you were like, you know what, I got off work early, I already called Jimmy and the kids, and we're going to the fair. Like one of those kind of movies where like you have to go to White Castle,
like Christmas Vacation type of thing.
Like we're doing this.
Right,
if you already no matter what, you're going to get out there, then so be it and have fun. But for everybody else, maybe I'll see you out there tomorrow. as it's going to be. You can't do anything about Mother Nature. And it hadn't rained in 3 weeks. We needed my yard needed it, but it's nice to know that eventually we will be back out there and have some fun. We'll be back out there for the show next week, Monday all the way till Friday, and have a chance to win a number of big prizes out there with part of the Man Cave. Got, just a keg from Gulf Coast Brewery, 100 wings from Beef O'Brady's, TVs from Bywise, flat screen TV. Get yourself Renfro pecans right there. Nice Christmas gift. A whole entire thing of tokens for custard. I mean, literally, randomly a quarter fell out of my pocket, but just a bunch of tokens in there for custard. Pretty sweet right there. And you have a chance to win flooring from Jonathan Flooring for your man cave. And, so many big things. Lazy Boy has a recliner. Pretty sweet. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a big gift out there and all you have to do is go into the news radio, ESPN Pensacola Cat Country, the tents, you can't miss them, the big inflatable cat right there, you are going to have some fun knowing that it's going to be, show up, not only get to listen to radio, but also win a bunch of stuff. That's pretty cool as well. Let's get to some of the games. The New Orleans Saints and Chicago Bears will play this week. It looks like Saints have ruled running back Alvin Kamara out. Alvin Kamara is out, and then it looks like you have Jared Cooks that will play. So Cooks in, Kamara's out. That's going to be big, and I think they were leaning on this when they set the spread based on that Chicago is a 3-point favorite. Now, going to the new Soldier Field and playing is not easy with that defense. Khalil Mack ready to rip your head off at any time. Akeem Hicks, who was down here training at Exos, got to speak to him not too long ago. Great guy. But I'm telling you, if you look at the way New Orleans has played lately, Teddy Bridgewater is still undefeated as a quarterback. It hasn't looked pretty, winning with defensive grinds, and this one shouldn't be any different. Mitch Trubisky will be back and playing for Chicago. But not having Alvin Kamara, it even hurts more knowing that Mark Ingram is no longer on the team.
Yeah, that's a big thing right there because, one, you don't have Mark Ingram, who was one of your change pace backs that you had last year. But also, if Alvin Kamara out, that's something that you go to when Teddy isn't really working that well. So, I mean, that's your other option for offense. So now that you really only have Teddy as your main source of offense right now, you don't really have anything else to go to. It's a big thing, and your defense is really going to have to show out and just have to grind out in this game, which they've done a great job in. They've had a pretty good on defense so far, and I think it's going to be a close game though. And same for Chicago with Mitchell Trubisky back though, but Chicago always being a defensively strong team, they could do a lot there.
Yeah, and I think if the Saints can afford a loss because Breeze is coming back here soon, but the NFC right now is about as wide open as it's ever been. I mean, not to say that we know the teams that have already started to tank for Tua, and most of them are in the AFC. You got your Bengals and Dolphins games, which we laughed when we heard that they'll play in Week 16, and it could be 0-14, 0-15 versus 0-15 in that matchup, or it would be just hilarious to see two teams obviously not trying but trying. Like their fan base is like, okay, coach, it's 4th down and 17. Why do you have the quarterback out there? We're going to run a fake. Be like, no, the punting unit. We have one. That's all right. Just run the QB draw. I've already got it prepared right here. You see that, by the way, some guy ran a fake yesterday. Were you watching that game where they ran the fake? There's a great Twitter account. It's called Someone's an Idiot. And what it does is it just, it really is. But it's great because all it does is just showcase sporting events where the coach or somebody just maybe had a couple too many cold ones, or you would like to think that as a fan because with atrocious play calling like they have. So yesterday they showed one of a fake in the football game where they ran a receiver. I think it was the Denver Broncos. Mm-hmm. They ran a receiver in motion on a fake punt. And they're like, wait a second, how are you trying to pull a fake punt when you have a receiver in motion coming by you? How that takes the whole point away from a fake punt. Like, if you did that regularly on 4th down and you had him running in motion with the quarterback back there, you might be able to fake and he can go. But they ran the guy in motion, and then the punter starts to take off for the Broncos like he's going to pick it up. And I'm going, now all these fast guys on special teams, because you don't got your biggins in there.
No.
You have a bunch of guys that run 4.4s, 4.5s, and now they all know You're running the ball with the slow white punter. And he got knocked back, and they only needed like 3 yards, but you had the whole team gang tackling him. It was, I mean, whoever drew up that play call, right there, that's when you're like, hey, Thompson, yeah, coach, pack your things, get off my field.
Yeah, get out.
You just get your bags. No more time. Like I was a kid and ran through the stop sign of my dad, who was the third base coach and the coach in baseball. I thought I had a triple. Clearly I did not. I rounded second, and one of those musics like dun 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 dun. In my head it was perfect, but the guy at third base had the ball about 7 steps before I got to the bag and tried to slide in, even tried to do one of those like cool tags where I go around it. There's no challenge, so it didn't work anyway. I thought I was safe. He told my mom, Marianne, go pack his bag, so we're done here. Like, at that point, though, and I probably deserved it at that point. But, this guy, when you run a fake, a guy in motion during a fake punt, you have ruined the whole point of what a fake punt is. Just word of advice. That's why it's never been done.
You really have. And, wow, it's just shocking. There is actually a high school coach, though, I do know. I think it's down somewhere around South Florida. He actually has like 90-plus wins on the in his time there, and he only has like 11 losses, and he doesn't punt, and all he does is onside kicks and punt.
I've seen that. Yeah. About there is a guy that he plays the odds with 2-point conversions and also onside kicks, and he feels like if they get it a certain amount of time, then they can get it done. Now, that's the kind of guy, because nobody really in high school goes after or trains a lot to find kickers, whether teams admit it or not, with the new rules where they open up the door where kids can transfer from one sport to the other, which is not good for kids, and rivalries. Growing up, and you wanted stuff where you wanted to be able to feel like when you got done playing basketball, when you played these guys in football or baseball, that you're still seeing those same rivals across the field. And it's no shock that usually the quarterback's also a good baseball player, like a Sawyer Smith at Tate. Yeah. Or it's not a shock that one of your basketball players who's 6'5" is also a good receiver on your football team. But they now can pick and choose what schools they go to, and that's lost a lot of that rivalry feel. I hated that, and I'm not going to get into that, the politics and all that, because it's there's nothing I'm going to do. People sit in a boardroom, they approve these things, and who am I to fix it? But I can give you my opinion, and I think it's terrible. I used to love the rivalries with schools, and Justin, you've lived that.
I mean, I've lived what you're talking about. I've seen so many kids just go bounce from here to here to here. I actually played soccer with them. Then next year, after the semester ended, we're playing baseball against the kid. I'm like, how's this? Like, you can't be doing this. Like, it's a completely different thing. I don't really enjoy it. But then again, I don't think the board really wanted to do it. Someone just complained enough to
one kid wanted out. Yeah. So like all those kids that maybe were a sumo wrestler and then went to ice skating. Think about it. All those transitions right there are the typical high school sports. Those aren't the ones you know.
I think I think water polo and ping pong are more.
Okay, basket weaving on there. But I think it's something though that these kids, a lot of them, now they don't have that type of passion, the same type of feel, and it's changed a lot. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little more about the games coming up. Ohio State Buckeyes in action tonight, 6-0, as Justin Fields and Ryan Day. Pretty much one of the biggest conversations was is good old Herb is out, who's actually doing a good job on Fox. And no matter what, those guys that you want to like cringe at, like Aaron Boone, Aaron Blanking Boone, every time I see him, but he's a good manager out there for the Yankees. Same thing with A-Rod. A-Rod's a pretty good announcer on ESPN. Tony Romo, whether you liked his playoff wins, which were like 1 for the Dallas Cowboys, he's a pretty good announcer. Same thing with what we've seen right now from, Urban Meyer on Fox. Pretty good. No, I think the tip of the iceberg was when Justin, they were talking about how good Joe Burrow has been for LSU. Who probably, if it ended now, because everybody likes to go against the grain, it's easy to pick the obvious, which like, sound like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, like, well, Alabama's good again. You've got Tua, who knows how to pass. He just throws touchdowns and no picks. Like, it's easy to just go down that path where now all of a sudden you got Joe Burrow, you got Jonathan Taylor, you got other options, and if you pick them today, nobody would argue it. There's sometimes you pick a guy and everyone's like, hey, they just did that because they don't want to give the award again. Like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, guys in Major League Baseball, there are certain players that can win the MVP. Tom Brady could win 19 MVPs. But if there's somebody else close, they're going to give that person the MVP.
Yeah, with Mike Trout in baseball, but there isn't anyone close to the American League who can win the MVP.
Michael Jordan has like 3 or 4 MVPs. He played 19, 20 years. He should have at least, besides those old school gray, just for men looking stash is trash going on in Washington. Outside of that, he should have about 14 MVPs based on that, based on he was the best player on the court every single year when he played. But they give it to somebody else. James Harden, because he averages a bunch of points. Those things make it. And that's the same thing with, this year. Joe Burrow, though, was out there, and I think he's having an incredible season. What he's done is amazing and put LSU on the mark. For the first time ever, LSU has become a pass team first, and I live with someone that lives and breathes purple and gold, and I got the colors right there. So nothing like an Italian with spiky hair from Boston to be part of the group of LSU Cajun boys now. But I'm telling you, what he's done is incredible. And Joe Burrow they were having the conversation about him on Fox, and everybody else is like, the guy is throwing 70%. Every pass is accurate. He feels comfortable. He's confident, and he's got good receivers and a good line. And then Urban Meyer comes and drops like the mic drop moment where he goes, yeah, when I recruited him and I walked into his house and talked to his dad and his mom and we had dinner together, it was actually Thanksgiving and they invited me to the table. That part was added. But, everybody else took a step back and was like, well, can't beat that. You recruited the guy to Ohio State, and he came there and shook your hand and said, I will play for you, sir. Like, yeah, I think you got me beat on that one right there. So the things that he can say that other people can't are pretty cool. And Urban now, is probably only going to be in the Fox studios, probably the Southern California Fox studios, maybe with some, if he starts wearing a red and gold tie lately, I don't know, maybe, and starts saying da 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 da.
It's a horse.
Da 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 da. If you start hearing these things, you might want to. But I think it's going to be pretty funny to see that, and I'm looking forward to watching some of these games coming up here tonight and tomorrow. But man, LSU right now, big game against Mississippi State. I know game day. Feinbaum was out there earlier. And looks like the conversation, Joe Moorhead was sort of like deflecting about Rutgers. First off, Rutgers is in a better job. He just might get pushed out, one of those like kind ways of retiring somebody when they're old and they're not doing their job. Like, oh, hey, you know what? We're going to push. Joe Moorhead might be given an opportunity to take the Rutgers job because it's not working out in Mississippi State long term.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, but I also want to get your opinion. So with Urban Meyer and like all this talk of USC, do you think like it can really because the Pac-12 is like they're pretty much on the brim of completely just going off the map and dying because like every year they're a great team that's like getting like close to the top 10 or is in the top 10. Every year they lose some week in the season to some team that's unranked
and they got Nike money on their side too.
Yeah, and also they got that too. Do you think like he could actually like do a whole 180 with the Pac-12 and like kind of change things? You don't think so?
No, it's Pac-12. The Pac-12, the epitome of the Pac-12 right now in football is sort of the Pac-12 lifestyle. Yeah. I mean, think about it. It is sort of a nonchalant bra. Like, if people move to California and Oregon, not because they usually are like, I just got a new CEO job with an investment firm and a banking company. They go to, places like New York and stuff. Justin, they go out to California and Oregon because they, starting a growery or they want to get into a new dispensary or they want to live the outdoor life and go visit Yosemite and have some fun and just explore. Look, I lived out in Vegas and it's a blast, but you too. But at the, people in California, same thing with football. Like if you look at every city outside of probably Washington State in the Palouse and Pullman, and then also what they have in a couple cities, pretty much college football doesn't come first. They have good fans. USC, they pack it. You got fans out there for UCLA's, but people out in California have other stuff going on where, down here, every single year, the biggest market for any SEC football game is whatever city that the team is playing in. And then the second biggest market is Birmingham, Alabama, which is Tuscaloosa. That's what they live and breathe. It is all about college football. Where on the West Coast, it's not. It's about seeing the stars or having lunch with Jimmy Kimmel. So, you know what? It's a different world they live out there. And I think because of that dynamic, it's not going to change. Their teams, Oregon, there's some good teams this year. Oregon-Washington's going to be a great matchup tomorrow.
Great. Yeah.
But I just don't see a big change in the Pac-12 in football pushing some of the other big conferences like the Big Ten and SEC, who that's what they live and breathe. You'll have good teams, but it's like the ACC. Remember a couple years back when the ACC was maybe the best conference in football? And it was just because you had a couple teams.
You had a couple teams.
You had a
That's
couple
all they
teams
had.
at one point that were really starting to feel the flow. Like NC State was even good. You had North Carolina's getting better with Mitch Trubisky and those guys. But you had a bunch of really good players that were making a push. That didn't mean consistently they had recruiting classes that were top 10.
Yo.
And that's the difference, and that's what you're going to see. So for the Pac-12, no, I don't see down the road. I think they're going to have a lot of borderline top 25 teams like they always do, and not too many in the top 5.
Yeah, and see, really when it comes to ranking conferences, it's really the recruiting classes, like who has the most consistent recruiting classes and who has the most backed up years in the recruiting class. I mean, of course you have the actual coaching and team ability, but when you look at it, the recruiting class is what makes your conference is good. Or yeah, you see what I'm saying.
Well, and today too, a lot of those athletes that were once guys that were guaranteed to go to those schools, they're going elsewhere now. Mm-hmm. And also think about it, those Samoans and the guys like Tua, that like anybody named Tua Tagovailoa, like a Ray Maliluga or Troy Polamalu, like you were almost like you're either going to be on Utah, you're going to be on BYU, or you're going to play for USC. Maybe if lucky, you'd go to Oregon State or somewhere else, and not if lucky, but go somewhere. But pretty much, you knew you were going to go to 3 or 4 schools. Now all of a sudden, look at that! You got helicopters landing, say Roll Tide on it, and can pick up a quarterback the next day and fly him in. UCF has had 2 quarterbacks from Hawaii. Today, with resources and networking, those guys that were landlocked into the Pac-12, now other teams can get, just like teams in Miami. And one of the big reasons the Canes, the U out there, which is a private school in Coral Gables, when most people think it's this huge conglomerate because of how many championships they've won with those nasty guys down in Miami Northwestern and all the schools like that. Now they're going to other places. Mm-hmm. And that was always where they got those recruits. Jimmy Johnson, Butch Davis, whatever they had to do, Nevin Shapiro. But party cruise. But whatever it was, they got those players. Not anymore. It's a different time. When we come back, we're going to talk a little UWF football. We'll get to more on what's going on in the NFL. And tonight, a big game as the Ohio State Buckeyes get set to go against Northwestern. It's all coming back right here on the Sports Drive.
Does pain have you sidelined on the bench? Clearway Pain Solutions wants you back in the game. Our team of compassionate, board-certified pain specialists, chiropractors, and physical therapists will relieve your pain and restore your function. For comprehensive, patient-centered care, visit a Clearway doctor at one of our convenient locations near you. Call Clearway Pain Solutions today at 855-527-PAIN or visit our website at clearwaypain.com. That's 855-527-PAIN or clearwaypain.com.
Calling all Florida State Seminole fans, Tomahawk Talk is here. Tune in each Wednesday afternoon from 1 till 2 right here on ESPN Pensacola 99.1 AM 1330 to get the latest on Florida State football. Hear from the experts, the superfans, and even some former players about what's happening on the field from the sidelines to the locker room. It's Tomahawk Talk this Wednesday starting at 1 o'clock on ESPN Pensacola 99.1 AM 1330.
Presented in part by Gross & Schuster, attorney at law.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take 1 capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to Walmart and get Ageless Male Tonight.
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
How about we add Sunday to that list? It's the NFL Tailgate Show at World of Beer.
Your plans just changed.
Yes, they did. Live show, games, prizes, NFL legends.
500 bottles of beer on the wall.
And you can try them all.
And no wrong choices.
Well, trying all 500 week 1, that could be a bad choice.
World of Beer. Beer as you have never experienced it before.
Come on, bro. That was my tag. Your NFL party awaits you at World of Beer.
World of Beer.
Really?
Progressive presents Get Pumped. Inspiration to help you do insurance stuff.
Hey, get your head in the game. This ain't no exhibition match. This is for real. You've got a house to insure, and there are no excuses because Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easier than ever to get the coverage you need. Here's some music to get you pumped. Dum chugga 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 meow meow meow. Dum chugga chugga chugga. Feel that confidence? Dum chugga chugga chugga. Did I say stop saving money? No. Dum chugga 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 meow meow meow.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 94.5 contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 are non-transferable, non-redeemable in cash, nor exchangeable for any other prize. ESPN Pensacola 94.5 prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning, and you must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com.
Coming up Monday, we take a look at the Eagles-Cowboys. How ugly is the NFC East? And all Week 7 action, including can the Jets actually beat the Patriots? Come on. Plus, the World Series is set, and who won the weekend? Golden Wingo Monday, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
ESPN Pensacola is now on 1330 FM 99.1.
We're still doing this, right? This is actually happening. We're going to let this happen.
You can also listen anywhere. ESPNpensacola.com.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station. Your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante with you alongside Justin Patrick. No high school football today. They will play the game tomorrow, it looks like. Now, how many of the games? All the games tomorrow in the area?
No.
The Tate High School game will be at 2:30, right?
The Tate High School game will be at 2:30. The rest of them, to my knowledge, will be on Monday.
Okay.
So, yeah, Monday at 7, the regular high school football game time. But we were going to do the Washington Tate game, and that game, of course, postponed to tomorrow for rain. It's going to be their homecoming at Tate. I think Washington's going to go to that game and just pretty much.
Washington and Catholic have really come on this year and did 180s. Yep.
Coach Wooden over at Washington, coming from Niceville, I mean, he's done a great job.
Incredible job.
Incredible. I mean, you literally 0-10 last year. They were 0-10. They were losing to teams like Milton. Milton was not a good team last year. They were losing to teams like Milton by 2-3 scores.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are. They're beating teams like Pine Forest and beating teams like West Florida, Gulf Breeze. So pretty solid names in the area. I mean, I don't know the record exactly. I haven't heard if they lost or not, but they're my favorite team to watch and my favorite team to call, just because they don't just have one guy that they go to. There's that high school guy, like the one wide receiver or running back that they go to. No, they have names on names on names. They have about 4 guys they can go to in the air, and they have about 3 guys they can go to on the ground. And Robert Sherlock, the quarterback, he's done a great job. He's done an incredible job. Man, they lost their 2 big defensive tackles earlier in the season, the sprained ankles, and I think one did have a torn ACL. But they were probably the biggest linemen we've seen all year. And when they lost them, it was a huge hit to their defense. But just how stacked they were coming into this year with names and just ball players, I mean, it was truly incredible of how good this team is. I love watching them play.
Yeah, they're in the way that they did it too. The culture, I remember looking at how they were posting their videos of online and social media, and it starts at the culture of believing in that product. You'll see some teams, they show up, the swag, the way that they get off the bus, the way that they get ready. It just is a completely different mindset, and you can see that, and it was developed and deservingly so. So no games tonight. They will have games tomorrow and then on Monday as well. Fair's been canceled as well. Forever. No, just actually tonight. Don't hold me to that. See a lot of fair next week. I have to be there tomorrow, so it's not going to be canceled, and hopefully it's not raining then. Coming back for another hour right here on the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante, Justin Patrick, and you.
Football season has arrived, and ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM is where the action is. Bringing your high school football every Friday night, UWF football on Saturdays, and the NFL on Sundays. If you would like to partner with ESPN Pensacola as a sponsor or promotional partner, give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I am Chad Brilliante alongside Justin Patrick. Second hour of the program goes now, and it feels like a Friday. If you're looking for something to do today, there is actually a competition. It is a umbrella competition downtown, the coolest umbrella. So walk around in the rain for about 2 hours. Then go ahead and give us a call here at 623-1330. And when you're done with the day, just like the 19th hole at 9 on Happy Gilmore, you just got completely conned in standing in the rain for 3 hours because we're gone. I'm home. So just going to, if you want to try that right now, you can do it, but we're not going to be there at all. Actually, Gallery Night's been closed. It looks like also closed. It's just, they've closed downtown. The streets are closed. You have police officers. Sorry, where are you going? I'm walking downtown. I live there, right there. Be like, sir, Gallery Night's closed.
Yeah, Palafox?
Yeah,
no.
That's my office, son. Like,
go down a couple blocks.
No Gallery Night. There's going to be no fair. And also, you do have the Ice Flyers. So the Ice Flyers, we talked to Greg Harris, the owner, earlier in the show. Ice baby. Bum, 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 bum. At 7:30, we'll be out there. You also got Northwestern and Ohio State about to battle it out in baseball. We're about a couple minutes away from Justin Verlander taking on the New York Yankees. Nothing like watching a bunch of people in the Bronx walking out early out of the stadium. Maybe it's just me from Fenway, but, I'm just saying, oof, that was fun. And I think it's going to be a pretty exciting game tonight. Even though Verlander is a better pitcher, you've got a situation where the New York Yankees are going to try to battle it at home. They're not going to make this one easy. They're not going to give up on this one, and I'm expecting a pretty good game overall. I do think Houston ends up winning, but I see a low-scoring grind in this one. 850-623-1330 is the number. College football got big games. Let's get into a little did not see this one coming or sounds about right. On this one, let's go to I'll start this one off, Justin. Didn't see it coming would be the way that they not only have made an impact, but the way that both transfers, Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, have gone out there and made Ohio State and Oklahoma even better than what some of the products were before. Oklahoma and Ohio State are more contenders this year than they were last year, and nobody really – they thought with the new quarterbacks, yeah, they might be good. You got a couple guys that are – Justin Fields was a 5-star to Kennesaw. And then you have a guy in Justin Fields who at one point was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, one of the rare birds that did it right, waited behind Tua, but wasn't going to get to play, and he was humble about it. Sat there, got his opportunity. If he didn't get to go in that big moment last year against Georgia when he got hurt, they wouldn't have been there. But nobody, I think, saw them going to walk right into that dynamic offense, the way Lincoln Riley has created Heisman after Heisman and first-rounder after first-rounder, first pick, and everything he's done. And both of these teams are continuing to just slaughter their opponent. I mean, Oklahoma is playing a game this week that they're, I think, who are they playing against? Kansas? Or they're playing a team that they're like a 40-point favorite over, and they're not even that bad of a team. And that's the thing is this team is just continuing to dominate, and I think Ohio State too. They're playing tonight against Northwestern as a 28-point favorite. You got Jeremy we were just talking to. He's heading out. He's actually still here. No shock. He always works.
Yeah, he works pretty late because the weekend gets tough. So
yes. Yeah. It's actually more of a shock when he's not in the building. He works. It's West Virginia. Oklahoma's like a 35-point favorite over West Virginia, who almost so I'm telling you, it's going to be that's one I didn't see coming. I knew they were going to be good players. We'd covered both these guys extensively during the offseason, but man, I think to some people now, when you watch Jalen and he brings the pain, it hurts. And then you've got Justin Fields out there making plays for Ohio State and Ryan Day. So I'm telling you that to me, didn't see that one coming, that they were going to be that good this year with the team.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean there.
I see it. I like your style, I like your moves.
Yeah, but one that I think seems just about right.
Yeah.
And this one might be one that doesn't, like, you might not have seen it coming, but one that seems about right to me is Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin. The season that he's having right now, and him being named to the midseason All-American team, it seems about right to me. Just because I'm not surprised that this he's making plays, because last year at the end of the year, he was all Wisconsin had, and he did a great job. But now he's got a better line with him now, and now he's just putting up numbers on numbers on numbers, and he's the reason. Pretty much is the reason why Wisconsin is 6-0, and why that Ohio State-Wisconsin game coming up in a couple weeks is probably one of the biggest games of the year. Top 3, one of the biggest games of the year, in my opinion, because they could just do so much of the playoffs. And also you get the Penn State-Ohio State game as well, which is always a big game every year. But this year, it puts a big impact on Ohio State, because they can get shook up there really badly, and Wisconsin can put them in favor to make the playoffs. That'd be a first thing in a while. We see someone out of the Big Ten that isn't Michigan or Ohio State be in consideration to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's one where, Jonathan Taylor, we knew Wisconsin was going to be good, and they're always decent. There's those teams that no matter what happens with their schedule, no matter what happens with their quarterback, their coach, they always seem to be in that, what I like to call the very good purgatory. That team is very good. They're not elite. They're not in the in crowd. You like that commercial for whatever the cell phone company was. There's like 8 billion. It used to be like 3 places with towers. Now it's everybody. More bars and more places. But now there's 8,000 things, furry creatures jumping on TV that are jumping in your face like, whoa. Wireless companies you never even heard of. But I think if you look at everybody across the board with the different the different type of teams and the way that they get it done, there's always that in crowd, like the top 5. There's always the Alabamas, the Clemsons, the Georgias, and then it seemed like Ohio State, Oklahoma had been there. You also had teams like, at one point, Oregon and Florida State jumping into the mix and sprinkling in LSU. You had teams like Penn State, but then there's always that group that you expect to win a lot of games, but you expect to also have those seasons where they go 7-5. Out of the SEC, those teams would be Auburn. Mm-hmm. Those teams would be Texas A&M, even though Texas A&M is probably a little bit below that. But Auburn is always one of those teams you wouldn't be shocked if they go 10-2, but you also wouldn't be shocked if they went 7-5. And that's what Wisconsin is. Wisconsin, in a way, is Auburn. But Auburn at least has a title with the way that they went out there with Cam Newton. But you look at each division, if you had to compare to who their Wisconsin is, like I'd say Washington State is that in the Pac-12. I would say
around the head for that one,
in the Big 12, it would be probably lately Texas. I would say Texas or Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
but Oklahoma State would probably.
They were 6-6 last year, but they're also one of those teams. Oh my gosh, they're also one of those teams. But yeah, you're hitting that right on the head. Honestly, I'm trying to find one for the ACC though.
I would say for the ACC, I think I got this one perfect too. For the ACC, I think that team would have to be the way. Oh man,
I can't think of anyone that's gone 10-2
because there's 2 teams and then it drops off. It was Virginia Tech for a while, but
True, but they never went 10-2.
No, but now they're gone. So I would say out of the ACC, well, that's not really fair because there isn't a very good outside of Clemson. Everybody else is just, so. But those would be the teams. And Wisconsin this year, though, has made that next step into being where they're pulverizing teams. I mean, they beat Michigan, flat out smoked them by about 30, and their defense is for real. things I didn't see coming in college football this year would be, and I'm moving on from this, and no rebuttals because we don't want to, but
I was going to say
UCF.
it for you.
I mean,
I was going to say it for you.
No fake national title this year. Losing 2 games. I mean, come on. This is very disappointing. But
it was a surprise.
That's all. That's all we have to say.
Who was it? Pitt and Cincinnati.
Pitt and Cincinnati.
See Marshall.
Very embarrassing.
See, I'm watching Marshall play right now.
Now we are getting in the same conversation as Marshall. Look at this. I'm just kidding.
No, Marshall's been a pretty good program for the past couple of years. I mean, Doc Holliday's been there for 10 years now.
He has, yeah.
Right now they're down 14-3 to FAU. Lane Kiffin's running a great program there.
Big score update.
Actually, they're 2 touchdowns right there. Now, when FAU scores a touchdown, they turn the lights. They do strobe lights with the actual stadium lights, and then it goes dark and it keeps turning on and off, which is really confusing me.
All of the lights.
Yeah, but the way that you're mentioning that Cincinnati, they're actually a pretty good ball club this year. Marshall played them. I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
I don't want to talk about
it. We threw 2 picks in the end zone. I mean, this isn't a UCF versus Cincinnati or Marshall Cincinnati. We have many other games to talk about. That smell of rich mahogany and leather-bound books. So these games are more of pick them out in the aisle if nobody picked the books up, and they're put them on the rack outside Barnes & Noble. The ones before you walk in. By the way, I had to tell a lady in there, might have saved her job. Who knows that? It was my heroic act of the week, right? But there was it was pouring down rain, and there was a bunch of books out front. It was a sideways rain.
Yeah.
It's like, there's probably going to be ruined, all of those. And she ran out there. She actually tripped over, I think it was some kind of I think there was the Mike from Monsters, Inc. I think that's Mike Wazowski or something. But I don't know. Not the real one, but it was a big creature right in front of the door. I'm telling you, it's to me, I didn't see also coming the opportunity of how Florida was going to take Kyle Trask. I knew Kyle Trask was a better quarterback than Felipe Franks. I've been saying this for a while. But the way that they immediately embraced it, and it was night and day, meaning that Florida is now considered a team when they go out there that they can compete with anybody. The way they played against LSU last week, they can compete with anyone. They're not ready to be Alabama yet. I'm not sitting there and going to lie to you. They're not ready yet to be Ohio State, but they can compete with them now. I mean, the way they played against LSU that night, they could have competed with anybody in the nation. Competed. Not won, but competed with anyone in the nation. And you couldn't say that before.
Now, do you think that LSU is back to be able to compete with Alabama?
Well, we'll see, but yes. I mean, there is nothing that Joe Burrow has showed me that to say that, because this is not the best Alabama defense of all time.
No, heck no.
So there's nothing to say that they can't go out there and win that game.
Yeah, also, he's actually on pace to break the NCAA record for a completion percentage of a season. Right now, he's sitting at 79.6%. That's pretty good for that 79.6%. I mean, that's hard even in baseball for a pitcher to throw that many strikes. I mean, that's really impressive to have that big of a completion percentage. And so seeing that's going to be a big factor in the game versus Alabama.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of football left. Mississippi State, I don't expect them to win, but I think they're going to play tough against LSU at home. I mean, they're just – don't ask me why. They just got beat by Tennessee. They're not a good football team, but I think that, the passion, the cowbells will be ringing. Joe Moorhead knows every single game that they get pulverized. It's one day closer that he might take the Rutgers job. So I'm looking at it right now and saying, I like that game to be decently close. LSU's got Auburn and other games like that, but Alabama and LSU this year is going to be as big as it was back in the day when it mattered, and LSU thought they won and they were going to the national title, and Alabama wouldn't follow, and then whoop, and then things are happening at Crystal late at night, and we don't want to talk about it, but things happen. And this year, that game, to me, is going to be like a mini playoff. I mean, that game right there, LSU and Alabama, one might be eliminated because there's only so many spots. And thank the lucky stars that Auburn beat Oregon. Because think about it. If Auburn doesn't beat Oregon, and Oregon goes out there and beats Washington, because there's only 2 or 3 teams that are going to even have a shot at beating Oregon in the Pac-12 this year. Washington's one of them at home. It's only a 3-point spread for a reason. But Oregon athletically, I stay up, I can't sleep, so I watch all those Pac-12 games until midnight. And I look at that, there is not a team with a roster of what Oregon has this year outside of the possibility of Washington and Utah defensively, the way they play. So if Auburn doesn't win that game, Oregon is sitting there probably undefeated, and that's going to take away a spot from somebody.
Yeah.
So you would have them and then what you would have is the argument, just like you had with Notre Dame last year, where people are like, undefeated, but do they deserve it? And you're like, well, based on Are they a top 4 team in my mind? No, but maybe 3 of those teams are out of the out of the SEC this year.
Yeah.
So am I going to say that? No, but I'm not going to keep them out if they ran the table and they beat a team like Auburn. So losing that game and Bo Nix coming back meant so much more than just a game. And now we look back, and it could be the difference if Oregon finishes 11-1 of making the right college football playoff. When we come back, we're going to talk a little World Series. We'll get to more on what's going up here in high school, college football, and more. Some of the games rescheduled, and we'll let you know when we return right here on the Sports Drive.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Local sports radio doesn't stop on Fridays, which is why we bring you Sports Call with Davis and Justin.
College football, NFL, the MLB playoffs, UWF football. We're talking about the big games and sporting news every Saturday from 11 to 1.
Plus, interviews with the athletes, coaches, and fellow journalists.
Sports Call with Davis and Justin.
11 to 1 every Saturday on Pensacola's home for local sports, ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
I just finished updating my bath with Bath Fitter. Best decision ever. 35 years experience, Bath Fitter knows their stuff. I custom designed the luxury bath I wanted. The color, the style, thousands of options. Luxury hotel quality. Bath Fitter Pensacola did the rest. Installed my bath in less than a day. No demo, no mess, and it's under a lifetime warranty. I love my new bath. Visit bathfitter.com today to book your free in-home consultation and join over 2 million satisfied customers or call 429-1777.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, is locally owned by ADX Communications. Our sister stations include Cat Country 98.7 and News Radio 92.3 AM 1620. As a company, we have the staff, the generators, and the resources to help get you through hurricane season. For all the information you need, our stations are here to serve you with wall-to-wall coverage throughout the storm. When the storm is here, we are on. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1
Pensacola
FM.
Beach isn't just a sun-soaked white sand paradise. It's also the best dance floor in 50 states. Every Tuesday night, the stage near the beach ball comes alive with great music you know and love. Bands on the Beach are free shows every Tuesday through October, and they're brought to you by the Santa Rosa Island Authority. This Tuesday, it's Pearl Clarkin and Rhinestone. She's from the Pensacola Beach area. She went up to Nashville, put together a great female group, and they are going to play some of your favorite country songs. Join us for live music every Tuesday night at 7 for Bands on the Beach.
Golic and Wingo.
A different host from ESPN Radio from around the country is going to make their pick in our Survivor pool.
This is Davis Allen from ESPN Pensacola, and my pick for the Golic and Wingo Survivor pool is Kansas City over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That might be the toughest game on the board week 1, and Pensacola is swinging with Hall of Famer Patrick Mahomes.
5 to 9 every weekday morning. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station. Your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast on Blab TV. And right now we've got the ALCS championship matchup getting played right now. Looks cold for the first time. It looks like jacket weather up north. And we're wearing jackets down here, but it's more because they almost fit like onesies at work, and everybody is sort of just sitting around, and it's like we've been waiting forever, like just sort of sitting there, and like, it's like the kid that goes shopping with mom who's like 5 years old, and it's like, okay, son, if we're done, we're going to go get ice cream afterwards. So the kid's like, the second you leave that bed, like, ice cream, if you don't get ice cream, everybody's going to be like, what? So you might not even be in the mood for ice cream by that time, but you're like, I'm getting my ice cream cone no matter what.
Does your daughter do that?
Oh, yeah. Well, she's pretty good with that, but yeah, for sure. I picked her up Chick-fil-A yesterday, and she was like, Daddy, did you get the toy? I was like, yes, I got the toy. And then we're like, waffle fries, my dipping sauce. I'm like, you're 3. I was like, you're going to get your... But she's on top of it. She's smarter than I am, and she's 3. That's not saying much, but she knows what's happening. I'm telling you, though, there's so many things like that where even, those places that offer free ice cream, by the way, the Dickie's down the road, the little barbecue place we stopped at, we were having some, they have a free cone afterwards. And I'm like, I was stuffed. Like, I didn't do like the 1 or 2 meats. I did the 3. I was going for the trifecta. Why not that day? But they had the free ice cream. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't say no to this. I was like, I could barely move. I felt like Jabba the Hutt, like moving around like a blob. But the thing was, I couldn't pass on the free ice cream. I was like, I can't walk away knowing that this machine, all I have to do is put my hand on it and go, and all of a sudden, that smooth, twisty twirl right there, little twisty cone leaving. And even if it melts in my car, it's free. But free. Don't tell the owner. But I'm telling you, it is. That's what you get though when you talk about the the opportunity to go out there and what we've seen. I have no clue where we're going. Where did this start? Do you remember where this started, this conversation?
Well, you were talking about how the jackets and the cold weather.
There we go. There we go. I was going to say, I don't know where. I was about to just completely con people into something. I've done that multiple times on this show. But I was going to just go into like a path of being
I was like backtracking there. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, so we went, all right, ice cream at Dickie's, and then we went free here, the Chick-fil-A. All right, so then...
This is what happens.
Making sure you get it immediately.
What I'm saying here is it's 6:22 on a Friday, and I've hosted about 18 shows this week, and I'm about I'm on a weekend mode right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that's where this segment was going. Was I'm looking at my watch right now, but it's 6:22, and
yeah. I mean, Chad does everything here at ESPN. I just want to say that, like, I don't know how he's still breathing right now because like
laughing gas right now, but it's fun. I mean, it could be today. I hire my voice is a little back right now, and don't sound like Frogger like Patrick Mahomes. But I'm telling you, it's to the point with the jackets though. Everybody's been waiting to break out the turtlenecks. I saw a guy like in a turtleneck and like a beanie and a turtleneck today, and I'm like, come on, dude, it's like 60 degrees. I mean,
he's like this is my favorite time of the year. Like I want to flex with my fall weather clothing. Like, well, first of all, like, do you want to sweat or like what do you want? Like, come on, like he felt a little bit of wind. Oh, I want to put my beanie on.
But at the game right now with the Yankees and Astros, they're on full force right now. In this one's Houston already with the 1-0 lead as Justin Verlander. Look, when you got Cole and Verlander, you got a 1-0 lead. Probably not in this ballpark, but most teams, that's enough to sometimes feel comfortable. I mean, they're that good. Justin Verlander, postseason career versus Yankees 4-0. That's not bad. That's just what he does. And
7 starts, 2.3.
And he's not even their best pitcher right now.
No,
and that's even the worst thing. Justin Verlander might be the best pitcher in the game, except for the one guy on his roster, which is Garrett Cole.
Have you seen like the wives? They're best friends too, actually. Him and his Garrett Cole's wife.
I tried to become best friends with Kate Upton.
I did too. He didn't like that very much. He said, "All right, if you can hit my fastball, I'll let you talk to her."
I said hit this too. I mean the fastball, yeah, but Justin Verlander, he's winning, as Charlie Sheen would say in life. Think about it.
He's not just winning, he's a Hall of Fame winning type thing.
He can have a story on his life. Oh, is that first pitch?
First pitch, home run.
Well, we're jinxing him. Look at this.
Wow.
1-1.
Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu needs some makeup. Did you see his game yesterday? Like 7 errors in the field. He looked.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing: for a leadoff, that guy's huge. Like, that's a leadoff hitter.
It's the whole team.
Yeah.
They look like one of those movies where everybody is 3 times the size of the regular humans. And you don't notice until they're around other people because they're all huge. Like, all the Yankees are behemoth people. I mean, Aaron Judge can get any cat out of a tree. He's like 6'8", and he's the kind of guy that you've got Giancarlo Stanton, who is like the body is like the people that come out of the tanks that get shipped through the containers in like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that's like fighting behind him, like you're like, oh crap, I got to take this guy on. And it's those movies where the guy puts like 15 bullets in them and they still walk, you know?
Yeah,
You're like still going at you, not doing anything to hurt him. That's what we have here. And look at this. I mean, the whole team are these, but that's all they are guys. They're going to swing for the fence. They're going to hit home runs or strike out.
Like this, like you have Aaron Judge hitting in your 2-hole right now. Think about that.
That didn't sound right, but
he's hitting. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Baseball, folks. We're talking baseball. I think though. Yeah, this is. I mean, look, one pitch, one home run right there. So it's 1-1 right now. Houston and New York. New York must win to send it back right now, down 3-1 in the series. Washington hopes. You know, Washington is really, really rooting for the New York Yankees tonight, and not just because they'd rather probably play the Yankees based on the pitching matchups, but they're rooting for them because the more that this series lingers, the more that Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin are all resting right now, getting healthy.
And apparently Anibal Sanchez too.
Yeah, look, he pitched a one-hitter, I think, a couple nights ago.
Yeah, he stepped up. Like I said this on the Tailgate show, actually. If you have someone that steps up like that big in the game, it gives you an early advantage because he's not one of your main guys. And if one of your non-main guys steps up and gets you a win like that, that puts a huge advantage because you still haven't even pitched your three other main guys that you usually go to win these games. So that was huge by Anibal Sanchez.
Yes, it was. And right now, Yankees back-to-back hits. Verlander has gone actually 7 of his last 15 starts with allowing 3 hits or less, and he has allowed 2 hits in the first 2 batters he's faced. So Yankees coming out swinging tonight. It's 1-1 here in the top of the bottom of the first inning. We'll keep you posted on game number 5 after Astros getting it done last night and lead the series 3-1.
Your second baseman's hitting your 3-year-old. That also doesn't make sense to me either.
And also, we're not changing this game for Marshall. I know they're playing right now, right? You've got it on right now.
I got it on for my laptop right now. Marshall actually put one in 14-10 right now in the second quarter. Yeah,
it's huge.
I mean, it's pretty good program. I mean, not the best.
Listen, you got to root on. You're from the Huntington area, or
no, Huntington. Yep, right there.
Okay, you're like not from the. From there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Huntington.
Smack dab in the middle, right
yep,
there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I was actually born in the Huntington Hospital.
You were raised doing the.
I was raised there. I mean, I'm pretty sure like my first Marshall game was probably like the first Marshall game available. The first Marshall home game, I was probably there. I'm pretty sure. I was 4 months old.
At an early age, 2 different chants. Besides every tomahawk chop, but the chants were the over the top herd, 1, 2, 3, go herd, and then also that's a fair ball.
That's a double. Wow.
Jeez, and also the ones that they had with I remember the chants going on with cross, holy cross. And that's all they do in basketball. They just sit there and go cross.
Yeah.
And that's all the chant. It's not like it's anything special. But there was a guy named Chris at the sports bar that we were at, and we kept messing with him. Like we acted like we were fans of, and we were just going, Chris. And he kept looking back. He's like, wait a second, I swear they're saying my name. We were like, no, we're just cheering for Holy Cross, man. But I think, I mean, this is getting out of control right now. Justin Verlander's had more extra base hits against him in this game than it seems the whole postseason.
That's the thing with Verlander. Verlander, it's either a hit or miss thing. Like he's either on or he's getting smacked around like it's nothing. Like that's just Verlander. And usually when he gets smacked around like this, Houston doesn't usually show up with their offense. They usually put up 1-2 runs.
Yeah.
But when they score early like this, it's probably a help for him. But Verlander, he's getting smacked around right now.
Now they got Giancarlo. I mean, and every guy in this lineup. I mean, it's like you go from Aaron Judge, then you have to face another huge 300-pounder, and then you go and face Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, like he goes like you go DJ LeMahieu, and then you go Aaron Judge at the 2-hole.
All-star.
And then you go
both All-Stars.
Then you got Gleyber Torres in 3-hole. Then you got Giancarlo Stanton.
All-star.
MVP as well. Yeah, and then you go you can go Gary Sanchez or Didi Gregorius.
Yeah.
I'm just like
it doesn't stop there.
Where does it end? Is there a stopping point, or do you just keep coming out of this machine that's their dugout? I think they're actually building something in there, actually.
But the difference is, though, they don't have the pitching to go up against Houston.
That's the thing. They don't have the bullpen or the pitching. They have an incredible offensive scheme. Their hitting's amazing. I think it's probably the best in the league. But their pitching.
Pitch right there was, I am ticked off, and even if you hit a 3-run homer,
yeah, Verlander's ticked off pitches are intense.
That was fun. He just reared back.
He does it a lot.
It was that pitch right there was like when you go out to if you're at the carnival tomorrow, and the guy trying to show off to the girlfriend to win that bear that you never win because the things don't fall, but you go out there and you're just trying to show off to her, and you like rear back like that guy that got the chance at the Arizona Diamondbacks where he got signed by the A's because he was throwing like 95, and then Barstool Sports picked it up and he got a shot. Like, that is the kind of guy that Verlander is right now on the mound. He is like, all right, honey, I know, Kate, you're watching up there. Like, I'm not going to show. Like, every pitch is like he is just chugging it by. And these guys, if they make contact, that's going 500 feet out here.
Yeah, you barrel that. You just barrel it up. It's going places. I mean, last year at the fair though, I mean, there was just one. I think there was two base. I always try to do the baseball ones because I'm a pitcher, and there was one.
I do the ring tosses when they're not looking, jump the side.
The dunk tank. I remember he was talking. He always talks mad trash there. You know, my first one, it nicked the thing. All right, so he's talking again. The second and third one, I go bang bang, put him down both times, and he didn't really talk much after that. But and then there's also the beer bottle smash, which is probably like one of the most easiest games if you can throw decently. They have just beer bottles just like separated like 3 inches apart, and like you just throw it up there, and it's on by 2x4s as well. So like there's not that big of a difference. If you're just throwing it hard, I mean you're gonna hit it 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
I want a big giant fluffy unicorn, by the way.
Yeah. That's the only problem is if you win those things. You know, if it's early, you're like, oh crap. You know, parking, we're like 4 miles away.
I did it on the way out.
I was going to say, that's what you plan these things accordingly because, you know, nothing like having a huge ass unicorn in your hands and you have to ride a bunch of rides. You can't, like, where are you going to put this? And then who are you going to, like, the carnies aren't going to take it. Like, can you watch this, please?
Like minimum wage here. Can you hold this? It's the unicorn. You seen the movie Despicable Me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the unicorn. It's so fluffy. It's the exact same one.
Yeah. But, I mean, nobody's going to hold that kind of stuff, and so you're all in. That was a big strikeout right there. That's what Stanton does. Hits a home run or strikes out.
Yeah,
but
that's
what he does.
Yep, 50-50.
It's right now Yankees and Astros 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning. First 3 guys, a home run from LeMahieu, a walk or a base hit from Aaron Judge, and then a double from Gleyber Torres. And Stanton just struck out with guys at second and third, and now 1 out in the inning. We'll keep you posted on that. Also, we got coming up here at 7 o'clock tonight, we got Ohio State and Northwestern, some football. Any shot, it's a 28-point spread, but Justin, any shot of that, one of those Freaky Friday upsets tonight in college football with the Buckeyes?
No.
Me neither.
I love watching Pat Fitzgerald coach because he's a tough guy. Like last year, the Big Ten championship, like he had a little bit of something going there. You know, I like watching him coach.
Yeah, in a coach's fight, he'd be on the top of my list. He'd be up there. Up there. Like I know, like lots of people, they described him as Gus Johnson. He called the game. It's just like this is how he described it. He's like, you'll hit him in the face, you know, and like you'll knock their head sideways, and they'll just like turn back at you with their face pink and like with a purple. Like he enjoyed that.
Yeah, he enjoyed like
that,
bring it back again. I want some more.
He does look like the guy that if you punched him in the face, he would get his jollies, like he would be like, all right, yeah, I come back with more, like. Tasting the blood, you could see him licking off the lips like, that's some good stuff. That's my blood. Now, if you, I would say, if you were taking anybody in a fight, because obviously we've gone there with this segment, you know, so we're going to stay there. If you had to take any coach in a fight in college football, who would it be?
Like, who would I want to fight?
No. I mean that doesn't count. You would probably take out your. We'd probably put you in jail for beating up Bill Schneider, an old elderly man.
No. Well, like if there's one I would like want to fight, like who I know I have a chance with, it'd probably be Ohio State's.
Not
Ohio State.
Who you want to fight.
Who I want?
This isn't like Highlander. You're not going to go stab the guy. But I'm talking about like if you actually had a chance to like have a coach on your side in a brawl. Like
who would I want?
I'd go Mario Cristobal from Oregon.
I think who am I thinking of right now? Can't remember his name.
Should be going Mario Cristobal.
I was thinking about Coach O.
Coach O, though, he has so many Red Bulls. If you get the right punch, he's like, you can see him go down like, you get falling to the ground like, go Tigers, go Tigers. Like, but he's too much energy going. He's like a walking, ticking time bomb.
Yeah, he really is. Wow, like he gets hit the right way on the sidelines. You don't know what's going to happen to him. But it's hard to tell because like some coaches, like they're ripped completely, and some are just like they're really skinny. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He was an offensive lineman at Miami.
Yeah, okay.
Cristobal, yeah.
Okay, that's not surprising at all then. Why I see your pick there.
He has that, and he has that mentality like he will take you out too. He's a big dude. I would say he's up there, and then also the coach for North Texas too is he wouldn't be playing games. I remember last year he actually did, I think, rip a kid's head off in the middle of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a sad moment for the kid. But look at that,
a three-run home run. Oh, I thought it was.
Well, there you go, 4-1. All
Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is the next guy up. I mean, and when does it end? And this is a rough one for Verlander. Wow, they're going crazy in the Bronx. Verlander is not happy. He's getting.
I don't know what this drone cam is, but it's pretty cool. They have these. They have a shot on every single part of the ballpark.
I mean, that's how it is these days. I mean, come on, let's be real.
They have to. You have to do, especially with baseball. You can only do so much because there's so many camera angles that you can use. But I think it's pretty cool when they try to spice up a little bit of what they can for baseball. But yeah, they're rocking it right now, and it is 4-1 Yankees in the bottom of the first.
There's only one out. He's throwing 21 pitches, and but back to what we were talking about. If we were talking about like a player though, who you wouldn't expect,
Ray Lewis, he'll stab you. Oh no, never mind.
That we're unexpected of.
Yeah.
Probably Miami's punter. You seen that game?
Yeah. See, with the neck tattoos and all that? Yeah, he's
from Australia.
He's not afraid. If you live in Australia, you are born and raised not to be afraid of anything because like you walk out to take out the trash and you can get bit by like 7,000 things that will kill you. So
yes.
I mean, at this point, yeah, if you live there, so you got to be, if you're an Aussie, oi oi oi. If you definitely are not afraid of any kind of like special teams guy.
Anyone who's from the country of Australia. I grew up there till the age of 15, 16. I think I'd take them. I want them on my side in a fight, like because they Crocodile Dundee. Let's be real. Yeah.
That's why if you could mold the perfect kind of like football human, you would take the genes of like the Australians, the mentality of a rugby guy.
Yeah.
You would take the speed of somebody from Kenya. You would take the, I guess you could say, nastiness and size of somebody from Russia. The technique and skill of somebody from Japan as a sumo, and then I would take everybody from America as the skills of knowing football and the X's and O's. So,
have you thought about this before?
I've never thought of that. That was the first time that I
that was really impressive coming around the dome. But I think like if you got the endurance of someone from Kenya and then the speed of someone from Jamaica,
yeah,
and then you had someone who had like the weather like endurance of like someone from like Greenland.
This segment is bordering on the possibility of stereotypes. So we're going to go ahead and branch out here and have some fun. Why not? As Kenyans win a lot of races. That's what they do.
Yeah,
when we come back, that's a fact, folks.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you saw the who I can't. It's so impossible to say. Yuli did. He actually ran the first ever sub 2-hour marathon the other day. Last Friday.
By saying you can't pronounce his name, you're not helping our cause here, Justin.
But you want to try
some guy that was real fast.
Do you want to try and pronounce his name?
Oh, I did a volleyball game in Poland before, so it can't get any worse than that. I'm going to go ahead and take us to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more biggest overnight sensations. And we're talking sports, folks. You can weigh in from Yasiel Puig to Lene Kakua, obviously. She's in studio with us. What's up? Good to see you, Lene. We're coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there.
We are broadcasters, your home for Pensacola sports, ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
There's only one natural ingredient that could instantly shift your mood, help you focus, lower stress, and boost your self-confidence. It's available everywhere, works immediately, is affordable, and can change the quality of your life forever. It's called playing music.
Side effects include restless split syndrome, spontaneous undulation, and can be highly contagious. If a smile doesn't last for more than 4 hours, consult your nearest music store.
Just play. Your prescription to a better life. Brought to you by the NAM Foundation.
Getting knocked down on the football field makes you tough, but getting back up makes you tougher. At Goodyear, we call that determination. A willingness to put in more hours, more reps, and more heart to reach a bar that's sky high. Because the Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody. So don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Calling all Gator fans. Time to get down and dirty in the swamp.
To the end zone, caught, touchdown! Here comes Ramoso, and the Gators win! Jordan Matthews is a postseason hero!
ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1 brings you Go Gators every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Go Gators on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1. Brought to you by the Holman Law Firm.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station. Your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Welcome back. Sports Wrap with you right here on ESPN Pensacola. 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We're rocking back. 642 as right now the New York Yankees, Bronx Bombers, bombing them as they are now up 4-1 in the top. It's the top of the second inning. They just ended the first inning 4-1. 4 runs off Justin Verlander in one inning. He went, I think it was like 12 starts in the regular season without allowing more than 1 run in any of those starts. And he allowed 4 in the first inning. But that happens. I don't think it's going to be that type of game. Some of these guys settle down and get ticked, and final score of this game could be 4-2. You never know, but it doesn't look good right now as the Yankees with putting up a 4 spot in the first inning.
I mean, that's probably, when it comes to the top half of the lineup, that's probably the toughest one in baseball right there is the Yankees' top half of their lineup. It did extremely hard, especially if Giancarlo was on his game that day, this day. He can do so much damage and can really change a lot. I mean, for me, in high school baseball last year, it was pace.
Yeah.
Pace had, just players on players. But the thing was that I had going for me is that I grew up playing ball against these kids, so I knew how to pitch to them. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I had really going for me there, though. But pace, they just had kids who could just hit the ball out. They had kids who were being looked at by D1 schools. Yeah. That was their entire first 6 batters. I mean, and they went lefty, righty too. So that's not fun either. I mean, you were a pitcher too, right, Chad?
Was, yeah. I mean, back. I'm an old man now that wears these big jackets and sits back and.
But the glory days.
Yeah, I mean whatever glory days. It was a 3-day career, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I was one of those sidearm guys, 3/4. I had a lot of nasty stuff. I could actually have a breaking ball that would guys would move out of the way, jump, and it could break back to the strike zone. But
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's one of the reasons I tore my rotator cuff too.
I'm a lefty. I'm a lefty, and I actually used to do a little bit of changing my arm slot there, throwing sidearm too. I stopped around my sophomore year because my high school coach was like, "No, you're not doing that anymore." I was like, "No." The new pitching coach came and said, "No, that's not happening." I was like, "But it worked." I was like, "No, it doesn't happen." He played for the Red Sox, and I was like, "Okay."
But I probably could top at 80, 83, or 80, I could throw in the 80s.
See that? I was never a big velocity guy. I was more of an accuracy guy, spot things up and just really rely on off speed. That's something I had to come. Curveball is something that really big part of my game. I allowed 1 home run last year, and it's because my pitching coach called 6 straight fastballs.
Yeah.
And my velocity, he's going to hit it out eventually, coach.
Now I got a pretty badass pitching machine. I could probably get up to 95 these days. So I'm just saying, rev that thing up there, put it on the power, and let those juices flow. Looking at the things going on right now in football, LSU, any letdown games? Let's go through these real quick. Clemson in a battle against Louisville. Any chance of a letdown?
No.
I wasn't expecting it. Alabama, any chance of anything from Tennessee outside the coin toss?
Are we just playing games?
We're going to go through each one of the possibilities of the Georgia-South Carolina.
We're making picks for the coin toss, right? Or who puts on the best halftime show?
Yes. Because obviously everybody picked South Carolina as a 26-point underdog last week. That's what we do. So
imagine the money you can make off that.
Best upset, Jared Hawker pick. We've been doing this where Jared Hawker pretty much outlandishly said we're going to walk in and beat Clemson as Texas A&M. He was an offensive guard where a lot of people didn't laugh at him because he was 6'5", 320, but he also was way out of his range and obviously should have stayed in his lane. So we make the Jared Hawker pick. So anything of double digits or more if you have to pick a game that could be the upset. Some of the games, the possibilities this week. Would it be the Washington Redskins to beat San Francisco in the NFL? That's a 10-point spread.
Well, see, here's the thing. Now, you remember the Washington game versus the Patriots?
Yeah.
Their first drive, they scored a touchdown, 65 yards, Sims, on that run game. Did you ever
see that play?
Did you ever go? Yeah. Did you ever go back and look at the stats for that game? They never gave him the ball again. That was the exact reason why Jay Gruden needed to be fired the next morning, because the one guy had a big play. You gave him the ball one time the entire game, 65 yards to the house.
Yeah, and he was bobbing and weaving for that too.
I was like, hey, you didn't give him the ball one more time, like not a single idea. Like,
it was nonsense.
This guy got us a
That's
score.
poppycock right there.
No, San Francisco's defense is way too good.
Okay, here's some of the double-digit spreads that the Jared Hawker pick could be associated with. Auburn, 19-point favorite against Arkansas. It's in Fayetteville, Razorback Stadium. Are you going to get the emotions going here for the Hogs?
I feel like Arkansas is more.
You can answer no. It's a 20-point spread. You don't need to be like.
I know, but I feel like it's going to be more. There's going to be just as much as blue and orange there as there is red. So that's how I feel about that game. No, I don't see anything happening there.
I'm leaning now as we look here through the board. I'm not seeing one that stands out immediately, but if I had to pick one of the games. If this line moves, the highest one I see is Penn State -9 against Michigan. I think Michigan either wins that or comes real close.
That's the only one. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, outside of that, these games are all going to be atrocious and blowouts. Some of the I'm really looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the most as a football game would be Oregon and Washington this week.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, don't ever say really to me first. I'm just but yeah, no, it's Oregon and Washington is it's going to be a close game. The winner of that game probably wins the Pac-12.
Yeah.
And, it's not for national title implications. But I'm talking about we get caught up so much in fantasy football or what team should win. And a lot of times we don't just sit back and watch the games and enjoy football because we're so caught up in rooting for our team. But like that Florida versus LSU game was an incredible football game last week.
Yeah.
Texas and LSU, really good football game. This, to me, I want to see a really good football game, and I think Washington and Oregon give you that to you.
Now, here's one of your upset things that I think you missed. Kentucky and Georgia.
No, I saw it. I'm just not going to.
You don't want to talk about it?
Well, we can, but I don't think Georgia's going to have another letdown at home. I think they're going to take it out on Kentucky and slaughter this team.
I see what you mean there.
I would take Georgia to cover the 25, and I think they win this game probably 51-10, something like that. I think they're going to slaughter Kentucky.
Okay, what about this one then? All right, so Utah is a 14-point favorite against Arizona State, who's ranked 17th.
I did see that. Utah at home, though, is pretty nasty. They got a bunch of these tatted up Samoan guys that are just going to crush you out there. Herm Edwards' team's out of their element in this one. They're both 5-1, and they're both ranked in the top 20, but I think Utah wins this game.
I don't know. I like that one for Arizona State. I think that's my one right there. That's my Hawkins pick. Yep.
Okay.
That's my one.
Illinois, 31 points against Wisconsin right there. That's a lot of points for a team at home in the Big Ten. I know Wisconsin's playing well, but 31 points at home. Lovie Smith needs to go on vacation right now. Just call it a day. at that point. I don't see any others that I would, with the Hawker pick here, that would even be in the rump. Georgia Tech, 18-point underdog to Miami. I mean, probably not going to happen.
No.
I don't even know how to break down these MAC games that are 11-point spread, so I'm going to stay away from that. I'm not going to be like, well, Central Michigan's going to lose this. I tried that with Bowling Green, and they lost by like 60. I'm the only one that has a Hawker win, though, by the way.
Really?
It's challenged by Joe, and it was challenged by Eric just because I was flying solo that day, and they had left. So it was high school football day, and usually everybody leaves at 6, and I finish off the show for an hour.
I hear you.
Top it off right there, like one of those nice toppers when you get a bushwhacker. And I was sitting there, and I made the pick, Texas Tech to beat Oklahoma State. It was exactly 10 points, so
Okay.
I was walking the edge right there. It's like the guy that, speed traps. If you go like 50 in a 45, it's fine, but if you go like 51, it's like the guy going like 50.5 in the 45, or probably like a 25, you're going 30, those guys. But I was walking the line and went out there and won it. But they weren't there, so they challenged it. But I'm the only one to win a Hawker pick.
Now,
so far.
I did call the Memphis over Ole Miss.
I wasn't there for that. So. I'm just kidding.
Joe,
that was a good play.
No, I think I was actually.
I don't think that was like. I think it was like a 3-point spread though.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I figured
Memphis,
it was, but still, it's a group of 5 upset
Yeah.
and a big.
Ooh, got a juicy one here. All right, Old Dominion. Actually, scratch that. They're 1-5 this year. They actually, I remember they had a couple upsets last year. I just saw they're 1-5. Yeah, we're gonna revert back to disregard that from the record right there. As they're 1-5.
Marshall beat them last week.
Yeah,
Marshall
beat. No, they're really bad right there.
Wow.
Oh.
I heard the first team. I was
okay.
like,
all right. You know what? Arizona +10 against USC.
Okay, really?
USC's on their like 19th quarterback right now. Every quarterback seems to be hurt. They had 2 quarterbacks that went out for the season, and the other guy in Slovis, who's come in, got hurt. And then I think they're on to their 4th string. And you know what though? And they just played Notre Dame so tough, 30-27.
Yeah, they
I think it's
did.
going to be a letdown. As he had Slovis out there, I believe, started the game, and Keaton Slovis. It's not bad, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, why not? I'm not going to give you a reason, but it's 10 points. It's
I'm with you,
Pac-12, one of those
Chad.
guys. Let's go Arizona. We're going to go with Arizona. It's archived. We're moving on. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on in college football. We'll get to more on your NFL games. Chicago Bears taking on the New Orleans Saints. Remember, fair is canceled. So is Gallery Night if you're out there. But Ice Flyers hockey tonight at 7:30 at the Hangar. Opening night. Should be fun. Coming back for more right here in the Sports Drive.
Welcome to the boat!
Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. Snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
Calling all Florida State Seminole fans, Tomahawk Talk is here. Tune in each Wednesday afternoon from 1 till 2 right here on ESPN Pensacola 99.1 AM 1330 to get the latest on Florida State football. Hear from the experts, the superfans, and even some former players about what's happening on the field from the sidelines to the locker room. It's Tomahawk Talk this Wednesday starting at 1 o'clock on ESPN Pensacola 99.1 AM 1330.
Presented in part by Gross & Schuster, attorney at law.
You wanted a toy at the store when you were a kid. Mom said no. You wanted a date as a teenager. The homecoming queen said no. Now, as an adult, you want a car, and all the dealers keep saying no. Finally, there's someone in Pensacola who will say yes. It's Gordon Auto Wholesale on Old Palafox, just 1 block south of Airport Boulevard. Now with a huge selection of third-row SUVs in stock. No credit, bad credit, repos, no problem. Say yes to Gordon Auto Wholesale. Call them at 850-479-9200, 479-9200, and hear yes right now.
From the all-time leading running back Emmitt Smith to Hall of Fame linebackers like Derrick Brooks, Pensacola is full of NFL legends. Well, how about joining some of the NFL legends every Sunday down at World of Beer, 200 South Palafox, for your ESPN Pensacola NFL tailgate party? It all gets kicked off at 10 o'clock. Stay around for the best games, prizes, and more at your favorite destination. It's the NFL Tailgate Show on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
The 2019 Wreaths of Joy Gala benefiting the Art Gateway is fast approaching. This year, the event will be held on December 5th at the Pensacola Bay Center. Businesses, organizations, and individuals will gather to enjoy dinner, entertainment, auctions, and more. 9 sponsorship levels are available with proceeds benefiting children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities in our community. For more information, visit their website, arc-gateway.org. We see the ability, not the disability.
No matter what you call it, a he hut, a Mac Shack, or a dude dugout, you can get that him hideaway ready with News Radio's annual Man Cave giveaway at the Pensacola Interstate Fair. One winner will win all the Man Cave content that includes a large flat screen TV from Buywise, a recliner from Lazy Boy, a gift basket from Renfro Pecans, a countertop ice maker from HBM, 100 wing platter from Beef O'Brady's, and a whole bunch of tokens for some Culver's custards. Just stop by our Man Cave tent at the fair and register for a chance at your new Man Cave.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
The key on offense is going to be whether Franks can come back and duplicate what he did in the last 4 games.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
ESPN Pensacola is your home to UWF Argos football. Catch every game, home or away, on Pensacola's home for local sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station. Your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante, Justin Patrick with you. No high school football tonight. Tate will be playing tomorrow at 2:30 in action, but it looks like most of the games postponed and will be made up on Monday. So no Friday Night Lights. That's why Justin in studio with us tonight. And also, there is not any. That commercial must have just happened, by the way. That place is like right down the road, and that thing popped up. Not to say we're going to give them advertisement or anything.
Yeah.
You see that, by the way?
Yeah.
They just put that sign over the other sign, and then have a commercial for it. That's pretty crazy. But moving on to it, maybe they're getting rid of the building, so they're like, hey, come get it. Looking at inside, nobody had any clue what's going on, but I just wanted to share that. Looking at the names, we had some names of some of the conferences at the beginning of the season. And I'm going to read these now to you, and you tell me whether it fits or whether it's off here. The Pac-12, if they had sort of a slogan for some of the things that they do. Justin, here it is. Pac-12 Conference, the Football After Dark Conference.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Nike Loves Us More Than You Conference. Oregon Money, the owner of Oregon.
Okay, yeah.
Neon is Cool Bra Conference.
Okay, I hear you.
Neon is Cool Bra Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go with that one? That's all their uniforms pretty much were like crossing guards, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, they're all very, very bright. Yeah.
Here we go. This one would not be used by We're on Fire. No, literally conference. That's terrible. All right, no, we're moving on from that. From
that was really bad.
That was just wrong. All right, we're on fire. No, help us. All right, our network is failing conference. I don't think they would use that one as well. All right, moving on to the Big 12 here. Conference championships are for Chumps Conference.
This is Big 12?
Yeah, this is the Big 12 right there.
I call it the home and no defense.
That's right. Country boys can't survive the playoffs conference.
Big facts. Big facts. I like that one a lot.
10 is the new 12 conference. There you go. Football. We're not in Kansas anymore. Conference.
True.
That is very true. Les Miles. We have fields of grass. There you go.
Yeah.
It's not even a conference. They just letting Les Miles know if he wants to eat grass.
Yeah.
Plenty to do it like cows. Hey, guys. Enjoyed it. When I say guys, it's just you, Justin. So enjoy it right there. For all of us here on ESPN Pensacola, I'm Chad Brillante. Have a great rest of your night. Tomorrow, some college football action with UWF, and then on Sunday, the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts right here after us. We're down at the NFL Tailgate Zone. Thanks for joining us here on the Sports Drive.
Football season has arrived, and ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM is where the action is. Bringing your high school football every Friday night, UWF football on Saturdays, and the NFL on Sundays.